Conor, first of all, it must be nice, all being well, that you're going to have a football match to play at the weekend instead of having one abandoned and one called off. I mean, what is that kind of what's it been like the last couple of weeks? Because obviously you've not had much football as a group, have you? Competitive football.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, unexpected month really with the Reading abandonment, and then obviously last week as well. So we've had to adapt a little bit with the training and stuff, and obviously the weather wasn't great last week with the frozen pitches, so it's been a bit of a strange month, to be honest. On the back of a very busy December, we expected it to be a bit quieter in January, but not this quiet.
Does it help in some ways because you've got players who've got injuries? I'm thinking like Funzo and people like that. I know some of the other lads are long term, but does it kind of help them because they're not, if you like, you're not playing games and missing them as well? So is that helpful in some way at least?
Definitely for us as a team, and the more players we get back sooner rather than later, the better for the team. And as you mentioned, we have lost a couple of fixtures in recent weeks, but that'll benefit us when the lads are back as well, so that's important.
You've managed to bring in some loan players. I know you've lost some, but you brought some in as well. From being on the training pitch with those lads, what's your impression of the ones you brought in so far?
Yeah, really good. Obviously, we haven't had a game and things like that, so it's a little bit harder to judge, but no, really good lads and good players, and yeah, looking forward to playing with them.
Is it hard sometimes when you go through a January and your squad gets revamped, whether it's for good or bad really, because I suppose you've built up relationships over the course of a season and now you've got to kind of start again?
It is, but you're used to it. It happens every summer transfer window, and it happens every January. It's part of football. People come and go, and whether it's for the good of the team or the detriment, it is what it is. You find that new players come in and you adapt as quickly to the ones who have gone out, and we've had to do that.
Talking about your own form then, obviously it's been a bit frustrating with injury, but you're finally getting a run of games together now. How maybe far away do you think you are from being up to where people would expect to see you consistently every week?
Yeah, I feel good, as I said, and I was obviously delighted with December to get the amount of games, and I was involved in every game, and obviously the start couple in January as well, so that was very important for me, and I'm feeling more confident all the time, and yeah, I hope that I can show my best form for the club.
What do you think that we've still got to see from you, you know, that people who watch games haven't seen from you yet, that you'd still like to be able to show them?
Well, I obviously want to chip in with more goals and assists. I think that's a big one that I haven't quite added them numbers to my game at the minute, which is something that I like to do and I want to add. So I'd say in terms of that, I'd say overall I've been generally quite pleased with performances, but of course there's always more to get better from and bring more to the table.
A few weeks ago we saw Jack Shorrock come into the team, obviously 16 years of age as well, and I know he's playing in your position and I don't want to get into that, but when you see a 16-year-old lad playing in your position as well, I don't want to sound horrible, but it must make you feel old.
At 28 it does, yeah. Literally, he made me feel really old, but no, Jack's been brilliant, and as I said, he's one for the present and the future, so it's important that he gets nurtured and gets the game time, but no, he's done really well.
When you're a senior player in that regard, do you have a responsibility to take him under your wing in some way because he plays in the same area of the pitch as you to help with his development in that way?
I think so, yeah. I do feel a certain responsibility, and hopefully that he'll say that I do help him, but also he's his own person as well. I would say man, but he's still a boy, isn't he? But he's his own player, and he's a really good player, so as I said, he's more than capable of handling himself.
Just to talk about the game at the weekend now, obviously the league leaders in town, they've stuttered a little bit, but they still managed to keep winning games. They're top of the league for a reason, aren't they? I don't suppose you can go into this game thinking that it's going to be anything other than tough.
No, of course, and we've got to be at our best to get a result, and obviously we'll go into, like any game, we want to win the game, but of course we've got to respect that they're top of the league for a reason, and they've picked up results consistently over the season, which is obviously very good for them, but of course here on Saturday we'll be wanting to win and put a marker down.
Do you get a bit of a buzz when you play a team that's top of the league? It's almost kind of like the idea to show just how good you all are when you're playing against a team who's been consistently good all year.
I think so, yeah, but obviously you should treat every game the same in that respect, but of course with the fan base that they'll bring, I think it'll be a great atmosphere, and it's always a lively game against Portsmouth.